But right now, we have to welcome on the Big Rock Power Sports Live Line, the host of the Brian Bailey Show, WNCT Channel 9 Sports Director. Yeah, he is a George Whitfield Hall of Famer. He is Brian Bailey. Hello, BB.
Hello, how's it going?
It is going fantastic. Great edition of the Brian Bailey Show earlier today as you had on some 99ers, some ECU former football players, including Kevin Monroe, Andrew Bays, Jeff Carr, David Garrard, and did I leave anybody out? Kevin Miller, the kicker, as well. Great show, Bailey. I love a little walk down memory lane there.
Yeah, it's always fun to talk to those guys, and I'm glad they're being honored by the university. It's a nice thing that they're doing this weekend, and that was a crazy time in a long career. That was one of the wildest times with the hurricane and the floods and what was going on, and just to hear some of their memories, it really brought back a lot of my memories of that time.
And they'll be around this weekend. That'll be fun to see a lot of old Pirates in attendance for the game coming up against UTSA. And hopefully the team is inspired to play like that team and to get a win over the Roadrunners here at home, coming off back-to-back losses, Bailey, and deja vu all over again. Pirates up 16-0 against App, lose that one. Pirates up 17-0 coming off that long delay and end up losing that game as well. Like I said on Saturday, the old Seinfeld, where he said, you know how to take a reservation, you don't know how to hold the reservation. We can get a lead, Brian. We just can't hold on or add to that lead for some reason.
Yeah, and obviously that's the topic of conversation when you think about Pirate football the last couple of weeks. I mean, it's really disheartening when you can't hold on to a lead like that. And I remember when we were up in Lynchburg and it was 17-0, and I looked at my watch, I looked at the clock on the scoreboard, and I thought, man, we got a lot of football to be played. It's a good lead for the Pirates, but they got a long way to go. And some teams know how to win, and some teams don't. And right now, I think it's an East Carolina football team that's learning how to win games, and they got to figure it out quickly. But they all know that they blew leads in both games. They were different, ways that they were blown, but they still, lost a 16-point lead in one, lost a 17 in the other. And, I think it's going to be a good crowd this weekend. I think the 99 team is going to provide a little bit of a spark. And I think it's going to be, it's a brand new season in the American Athletic Conference, UTSA coming to town. Last year down in San Antonio, it was a good game. And the Pirates didn't have any offense hardly at all and still, put up some points in that game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Brian Bailey joining us. I enjoy what we do on Fridays, the one question for Morgan Ehlers. I would like to implement that for the end of this segment. So Chandler, Jarrett, and Shirley, I'm going to ask you to please come up with one question for Brian Bailey when we sign off for him today to answer. All right, Chandler, I'll get you in here as well. Bailey, anything coming out of Mike Houston's press conference today? I'll start with you, Bailey. Any answers or questions stand out?
No, I think the questions that were asked were good ones. We've got, and I hate Twitter wars, but we got people on Twitter saying that the media doesn't ask a tough question, and I'd like to call those people out because one of those people that put something on Twitter can't even stay in the media. He's not even in the media anymore, and I mean it's just I think when people get frustrated, what they want the media to do is to badger somebody. I don't think we've got a media that badgers. But I think we've got a media that asks, the hard questions this week, in my opinion, were, how do you solve the problem of losing a 16-point lead and then losing a 17-point lead? How do you solve that problem? How do you solve the problem on third down when the team goes 13 of 16? I mean, those are tough questions in my book. I don't know what anybody else wants as a tough question, but especially people that aren't in the media that have to go on Twitter and hide behind, thin veils and gets me riled up.
Yeah, it does. Brian Bailey joining us. I mean, it's kind of early for the media talk. Usually that's like week 6 or 7, but it's all about the cycle of anger for fans. You go to offense and defense and head coach and AD and administration, and eventually it gets to the strength coach and then the media. Like, it just keeps going downhill. So I guess we got there pretty early.
Some of it's just ridiculous. You can get on and just do whatever you want. And, a lot of times I let it shrug off. It doesn't really bother me. But when somebody that I know doesn't know what the heck's going on, has to comment on something like that, stay in your lane. If you want to ask a tough question, get online and ask a tough question. If you think a tough question, what is a tough question? I was joking with one of the guys today, calling him TQ, because tough question, TQ. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it's just. But
hey, y'all leave Bailey alone. He's having some rough Sundays, and now he's got to deal with this mess.
Exactly. The Cowboys look like crap for 3 quarters. Dealing with that and then dealing with these knuckleheads on, especially if you're not even in the business. Don't tell me how to run mine.
There you go, Brian.
Boom!
I have not heard Bailey this fired up in a while. I like it.
If you're a banker in town, count your money and stay off the daggone social media. That's what I say.
Preach!
This is good. This is good. All right, let's calm down.
And if you're not in the meeting anymore, shut up.
You know what? Don't calm down. Keep going.
Keep going, Bailey.
Roast his ass.
Tell him to put the fries in the bag.
Put the fries in the bag. All right.
Put the fries in the bag.
Bailey's got YouTube fired up, man.
Yes, sir.
Bailey,
let's go.
I don't know if you know this. You got people ready to go to war with you if you ever start one. There's a lot of folks that have your back here, so that's good.
I mean, some of it's just ridiculous. It's just a different, it's a different animal. You can sit back and, I can call the dealership and say, hey, man, you don't know how to sell cars. You hadn't sold but 5 this week. About that.
Oh, man, that's good. All right. Chandler, anything from the press conference today?
I think
how did Bailey do as far as asking questions?
He not tough enough.
Hey, Bailey, that guy crushing you, that's Chandler's burner account. You don't know that.
It probably is.
It is not, because I am with you. I'm a colleague. I'm right there with the media. So, but no, I think the focus is on conference, because the goal is still there about winning a conference championship. So, I think Mike Houston was talking for his players as well, that they're focused on UTSA and the get the non-conference in the back. The rearview mirror, and let's go win a conference championship.
And then the guy says maybe the media's afraid they're going to miss a meal. You can look at me and tell me I hadn't missed many meals.
He's
so I ain't
still going. He's still going.
They don't even have a meal.
Yeah, that is a misconception. We used to eat pretty good at those things. I don't go anymore. I hadn't been to press conferences in a while because I'm here at the station. But
didn't Zach Maskovich get in trouble one time?
Well, that was at a game when they were serving like 3-day-old hot dogs and some Tootsie Rolls. But I
was talking to Mike in the elevator, and he was laughing. He said, "Man, they got you riled up, don't they?" I said, "Yeah, because I feel like I ask you as tough a question as you can ask. I mean, I don't. What they want you to badger somebody. They want you to treat them like crap, and that's just not how it's not how it should be."
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. Next topic.
Next. Well,
ask the trainer. Next.
Mike Dick on us there.
You 3 better watch those questions when you come firing at me.
Are y'all gonna ask Bailey a tough question? Let's see. Let's be fair.
Seriously,
here.
y'all gotta shut up.
Bailey was okay with tough questions. All right. Well, dang. I guess we'll go ahead and get to the questions now. Chandler, do you have one for Bailey?
Bailey, with the 99 team being honored this Saturday, just what do you remember most about that year, specifically the hurricane and then the Miami game in Raleigh?
Well, there's so much to remember, but the thing that stands out is that, it's funny you asked that later on in life, Mike Hamrick, the former AD, and I kind of got into a little bit of a tussle. But back then, we were standing together, and his wife was standing there. I think we all 3 had tears in our eyes watching the team celebrate, because we knew just how much that meant to all of Eastern North Carolina. We all of us, and some of us fared a lot better than others. But I mean, it was a bad time around here in 1999 with the floods, and some people were trying to get supplies, and we were on the air at Channel 9 like 24/7 for several days. And I was at Sam's Club helping to raise money and load trucks with supplies, and it was just a surreal. I didn't even think it was real when we was going through it. So just to see that football team perform like they did in the fourth quarter, that was really, really good.
All right, Jared, do you have a question for Brian Bailey?
Yeah. What if you were put in charge of the Cowboys right now? What are you doing to fix it?
Next question.
Good answer.
That's a tough question, though.
That is. Well, I don't know what the fix is because Mike Zimmer's defense went from sugar to you-know-what in a matter of a week. They looked like world beaters against Cleveland. Then they looked like crap against New Orleans and against the Ravens. Although they did come back in the second half, and if they make one defensive play late, they have a chance to tie it, and who knows what happens after that because that's the NFL. But I think they've, I'm reading some of the reports out of Dallas. It's been funny to hear, some of the guys. One of them said that they got to quit playing Little League football, which, they kind of look like that. CeeDee Lamb's body language was just awful the whole game, and then he fumbles down at the 8-yard line. So I think you got to get together and just say, hey, you got to suck it up and, be men. And they've got a talented football team, but, it can go off the rails quick. Look at the Eagles last year. They were 10-0, 11-0, and then couldn't win a game. So, I mean, it can come back, but they've got some soul searching to do, and the fact they're only a 5-point favorite at New York tells me that a lot of folks think the Giants may go up and get them.
All right, Shirley, your question.
Bailey, since we are on the topic of the 99 season, specifically that Miami game, was there, because I know you were at the game, I know that you were down on the field doing some shots and whatnot. Is there a particular shot maybe that you wanted to get but did not get while you were on the field?
No, I don't remember anything like something I wanted to get. I remember there was that came out with the cheerleaders, and they had a thing that said something about the Hurricanes, and hurricanes can't stop us, and these hurricanes can't either, or something like that. Was I always remember that. But I think just knowing those guys, because back then it seemed like we knew the players better than we do even now. Like we knew like this bunch now. I know Rajay and I know a couple of guys, but I don't know them very well. But I knew that bunch really, really well, and just trying to hear their stories of what they went through. But I can't think of a real shot that I wish I had gotten. I just know that there was so much joy, and I think Kevin O'Brien was actually shooting that game for us. I didn't have a camera for that game, but it was one of those just surreal moments that it was. We talk about it, and then you think back to it in 1999. It's hard to believe it's been 25 years. But because those guys, to me, are still, former players that just played 3 or 4 years ago, but they've been out 25 now.
There you go. All right, Brian. My question, 3-parter. I know you don't like any of them, but you have to pick a favorite. All-time favorite, Redskin, Giant, and Eagle. Who did you hate the least?
Redskin?
Who did you hate the least, and one from each team?
Giant. Daniel Jones.
Good answer.
For the Eagles, who I hated the least, Harold Carmichael.
Okay.
I always respected him. And who's the other team? I can't remember the other team you said.
Commodores.
Oh, yeah. Are we talking Redskins or Commodores?
Answer the question. Quit dodging tough questions.
I know it. Redskin that I like the most, Sonny Jurgensen.
Okay.
And I say that because I wasn't really a Redskin hater back when he played. I was a little bit learning the trade. I would hate him. But then when he was on the radio, I despised the Redskins, but I would turn them on in Norfolk just to hear those guys handcuffed to a game.
Oh, man. That's how my dad got me listening to Sonny, Sam, and Frank, and it was awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
If they were sucking on offense, Sam would be roasting Sonny. Where's your offense? And then if they gave up 3 touchdowns, Sonny would be roasting Sam. Where's your defense? It was great.
And Sonny was built kind of like me. He'd rub his stomach and then he'd call the plays. And
so I never saw him play, but I've seen the grainy video footage. He was like, and I don't know how much he did it in games, Bailey, but like I've seen the behind the back passes 30 yards downfield and just doing all these things with the football. He was like, if he played today, he would be Mahomes-ish in the way he delivered the football and did kind of these tricky things.
Yeah, he was fun to watch, and he wasn't that tall. That was another thing I thought it was pretty cool about. But I really enjoyed his broadcast. They were really good.
All right, we're gonna save all that audio. Bailey, a huge Sonny Jurgensen and Redskins fan. Got it.
Yeah, there you go. Huge.
And if I was asked the question, Bailey, I would probably go Jason Witten for you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Good player. Killed us, but
Oh, boy.
he was all right. All right, BB, thank you for joining us. Take your blood pressure medicine. Relax.
Enjoyed it.
That was fun. That was your best appearance ever.
Fired up,
Yeah.
man. I love it.
See you, man.
Take care.
There he is, Brian Bailey. That was great, man.
I love how I gave my 2 cents on the Mike Houston presser, and he comes right back.
Oh, he won't done yet.
And here's another thing.
That was the absolute best Brian Bailey appearance we've ever had.